Cardwar, who went from a fever to cardiac arrest. His brother giving him CPR.
No pulse at all. My older boy, he get on the bed.
Hello. Hey. Hi. Social media family. Being a whatsoever racist, but then not necessarily being of whatever walks of life, factions of society, or lifestyle preferences. I mean, you got to recognize and realize there's a reason or purpose for that my person having put it like that. So far as concerning that last mention. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, people's places and things. Being at the wrong place, the wrong time, in the wrong crowd. Been there, done that, and don't want to do it again anytime too soon enough again. God forbid.
And of course, the debate in this country,
I mean,
millions of workers who do want to go back to work, but who are
there
still
are
worried about their health.
cases of situations in which comes with some or such rather serious consequences of qualities and quantities to be possibly considered. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks is what I mean to say. And if push comes to shove, get the lawsuit going. You know, and for the last mention, that is something that I wish to discuss or debate, as you have noticed so far as concerning the title for this particular broadcast. But then we'll get back to that. We'll get with that in due time. You know,
the tech giant CEO Elon Musk saying he's at work today after filing suit against Alameda County.
In times like these, we do not just need a savior, but better yet to be said, the savior, the savior of saviors, the Lord of lords, the King of kings, the Prince of peace. But then there's a saying that goes something like this here, so I paraphrase it, not quote exactly, something about choose or pick your battles, you know, where fools walk in where angels fear to tread, and who wants a price upon their heads, you know. And so I say to you all, being on my social media family, as I was saying from the get-go, from the very beginning, being a whatsoever racist, but then not necessarily being a whatever walks of life, factions of society, or lifestyle preferences.
It reopened last week.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I mean, you can't hang with anybody, everybody. That's a no-no. Anybody with, you know, half their marbles will still have some such sense. No, not to do that, you know. And if you have done it before, like me, then hopefully you wouldn't think to do so again. You know, that is absent-minded. You're hanging out with practically, if not possibly, some such of anybody and everybody. So I say to you all, being of my social media family, of whom are likewise as well, I was saying, well, in addition being, well, whatever I've said, yeah, speaking correct, proper standard English grammar, being of the American dialect of some of such qualities and quantities or not, or be I speaking the King's English or street slang for that matter. The bottom line is that I think you get the general deal of what I'm trying to say. I'm on social media family, peace, folks, or whatever I've said, you know, and being as you are, of the old, young alike, and both of the two sexual genders, males and females, representing the global community within this post-911 era of our new millennium of this apocalyptic day and age, and where the doomsday clock is at a few minutes to midnight, compared to how formerly, previously, or prior to then, it was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times.
Biggest outbreak outside of China. We're in the city center, or in one of the major.
But then,
just listen how quiet it is.
After months of aggressive testing,
how are you all doing? I hope that everyone is doing at least okay. If not better yet, to be said to be feeling all right, or if not best of all, to be said to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine likewise as well, or all the same, or whatever I've said, you know, one way or another, or in one regard, and
despite some success in tackling the pandemic, the risks of reopening
regardless of how, you know, that verbal sentiments are to be expressed, and if any physical gestures, hopefully would complement that being a rather serene line of thought in that sense of the word. For it to be gone about expressed otherwise, because words can at times hit as hard as a fist, and in times like these we need not just us Savior, but the Savior, with everybody seeming to be that much more, well, some more, some less, but it seems like there's an increase of a gay-like homosexuality, testosterone flying for the atmosphere, like say for example road rage and then some tempers flaring, and we don't need all that, you know.
February 23rd, when
I mean, the much more mature person is going to try to exercise some control over one's emotions, then of which would complement or reflect human nature. You know, especially if a much more mature person is a believer in God, as I am myself am. And regardless of how one could possibly be feeling, you know, mentally, physically, spiritually, or whatever. But then hopefully nobody will become subjected to experiencing something along the line of thought of physical health ailment, being which could possibly, you know, that is impair mental judgment, if you know what I mean. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks.
Nearly 2.5 months passed before both were charged with murder and aggravated assault.
Whatever I could speak upon at some such given moment in time, in addition to that last mention, or if y'all really speak upon one subject matter of issue at hand, or that of a couple or few, for that matter, or four more, be it a controversy or not, or be it of some or such of
and deceiving many eyes on the Supreme Court in some mixed responses today.
A problem, a dilemma, or a crisis, being of which could possibly,
cases are now under review.
I said possibly
3 hours of oral
plague any given society within this post-911 era.
Businesses and new ethics laws. They asked, where is the line and political
this apocalyptic day and age of these rather biblically prophetic times for any given country or nation, plague of social injustice or whatever else. Okay, but then
it's always impossible to predict a decision in the current cases expected by July.
However I would express or whatever I could go up or whatever my views and opinions are to become or be, you know, but then hopefully with that much less of a chance to be playing the part of the devil's advocate, like some uncivilized prehistoric neanderthal or savage cave person character stuck on stupid in the Stone Age era, or within pre-civil rights movement era, God forbid, you know. I mean, it takes two to tango, and sometimes a much more mature person just have to walk away if one cannot say something to another person where the other person could listen as an equal as well, mature, responsible adult individual. So I say, you know, state for that being a record. All right. Then whatever I could speak upon, hopefully be in the same, I thought, sense of the word. Whereas either closure or a new chapter can begin in one's life, or one in many lives, you know. For we all only have one life to live in this world. Believers in God and unbelievers and non-believers alike, you know. You take for what you want. But then that's the fact of the matter, or the truth.
Every financial plan.
So some could look at it altogether differently, others would agree. Well, that all depends on how that question is to be answered.
Find yours and let's make a plan.
Well, actually, believers in God live two lives. They would have lived a life before they had become a believer and had been an unbeliever, non-believer, then they'll live a different life once they would become a believer. I'm talking about real believers in God. True blue believers, then of the few, not the majority or most otherwise that claim to be some and such, then of whom are really no more than or are literally actually false brethren. But then getting back to that, the person like myself, whatever I could speak upon to share with you all, be it something to entertain you or something to educate you, hopefully it would be that much more the latter, or something to enlighten you, or whatever, said that much more, you know. But then hopefully I will go about it with that much less usages of the speech of profanity and with that much more cuss words to simply say. And therefore, hopefully, I would likewise express myself with that much less of a chance to play the part of devil's advocate, and have less to even been a prodigal son compared to how the worst two evils is of the likes of false brethren, you know, supposed so-called holier than thous, of modern day religious Pharisees and Sadducees, the worst of the worstest unbelievers and non-believers, being deceivers who pretend to have become or pretend to be believers in God, as in Christians, a.k.a. Protestants. And therefore, they themselves would likewise do well all the same, then of those who consider among the likes would be the worst of the worstest, as far as the devil worshippers, then of whom make up the majority of churchgoers or whatsoever religious denomination, members and visitors alike, from the pools to the pulpits, of those wolves in sheep's clothing, snakes in the grass, false brethren, false prophets, and antichrist, then of whom are going to bust damn hell wide open.
Paychecks help businesses make sense of change, and with rules and regulations changing day to
Then
day.
now let's get back to me and whatever I could speak upon. However I would go about it, will hopefully to sound much more kosher or to glorify our Lord and Savior Christ, the Messiah delivered, than that or vice versa. But then don't kill the messenger.
If you have questions, visit paychecks.com. We're here to help.
And
It's starting to happen every day.
now that we have gotten the preliminaries out of the way, as in the basic intro, you know, as in to be translated, to be defined as meaning introduction, then let me speak upon some of such matters, for example, you know. Okay. Whereas I went to a place of business that supposed to service its clientele. Or some would say it's just like any other business with customers. I mean, the civil servants are getting paid, you know. Well, namely, I'm making reference to medical establishment, public or private facilities,
The deadly plane crash in
premises of
Broward
property.
County, Florida. Small plane trying to land on the
And
busy
that
street right
is
there. Incredible
what
pictures of the
I
plane
have
bursting into
gone
flames.
about,
The student pilot was killed. The instructor
know,
injured. A third person on the ground struck by
so
the
far
grenade,
as to
is okay tonight.
label this
When we come back
broadcast.
here, we said we'd stay on it
Particular
in major
one
news
was
tonight after those
give the
images of
title
food
there was
being
I was
tossed
saying
out.
it more was less, so I paraphrased my quote
ABC
exactly.
World News Tonight.
Something along this line,
Daily
thousand cents
sponsored
worth.
by Johnny.
Am I here to be treated by
Type 2
doctors,
diabetes?
or am I here to be
Exercise
beaten
often
up,
and
possibly
eating healthy?
by
Yep.
security
All that
guards?
there too.
Hopefully not.
You may
Okay.
think you're doing all you can to manage
Okay, I'm getting
diabetes
to
and
that.
heart
What I
disease.
mean, okay, because I went to this one
Medication
hospital,
to lower your heart risk?
and this is one of my
Studies
much
suggest
more
the risk of cardiovascular death for adults
regularly
who also have known
or
heart
frequently
disease.
attended
So it can save your
ones
life
compared to
from
other
heart attack or
ones
stroke.
that are
And
less
numbers A1C.
frequented
Can
or
cause
whatever I
serious side
said.
effects,
You
including
know,
dehydration, genital yeast
and I guess upon
and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is
quite a
serious side effect that may
few,
be
maybe
fatal.
more than
A
a few,
rare but life-threatening
more than a few
bacterial
visits
infection
there,
in the skin of the perineum could occur.
I
Without
wasn't
taking
giving
treatment,
off,
you can call your doctor right
you know,
away if you have symptoms of this
a pleasant scent, if you know what I mean. As I had become subject to experiencing quite a bit of a bout with a physical health issue or medical ailment or whatever I've said. And I guess certain medical personnel they have forgotten to fulfill the Hippocratic oath. And maybe want to reflect upon the old saying, so I paraphrase it not. What is actually something about familiarity breeds contempt. Okay, and I've been there quite a few different times, giving off a rather how should I put it, unpleasant odor or smell. I mean, what do you expect? You can only do so much taking care of the necessary business of personal hygiene if you really feeling quite up on the weather. I mean, what's more important? Going to a hospital or a clinic smelling or possibly stinking like funky as damn hell with a rather foul stench, and then from there get treated and live longer, or wanting to go about practically taking a shower with Lysol, and yet your health is failing, and then from there you could like kill over. You could experience overkill symptoms of the same while up under the shower, and then they find you the next morning dead as a doorknob. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, though, so I go to this one hospital. I mean, not that I'm trying to belittle the expertise of, the University of Chicago, not the University of, no, it's not that's not the one I was meaning to make reference to. That's the one I went to after I went to this other hospital, rather. Okay. So, rather, should I say, not that I'm meaning to belittle, the expertise of Northwestern Memorial Hospital within the downtown vicinity area for that particular neighborhood community, for the hub of the city, metropolitan Chicago, Illinois. Northwestern Memorial Hospital, not to belittle or disrespect it if it is trying to, fulfill the Hippocratic oath, but at times, some hospitals, all hospitals, some more than others, they are only in for the money. The doctors and nurses, more of them at one hospital than at some such other hospital, if not all of them there. So I went to Northwestern Memorial Hospital within the downtown area of the city of Chicago, Illinois. And I was giving off a rather.
Today in California, another student, James Kadoff, right there for the delivery.
And lately they've been asking me the stupid question before they finally cease asking me some such. Because for a time they would ask me, was I homeless, so they found out otherwise that I'm not, that I had got me a new place of residence as a location, In other words, they was trying to figure out why am I like, what do you expect? Put yourselves in my shoes, If you were sick, you're not going to be smelling like a bouquet of roses either. You know what I'm saying?
I'm attorney Mark Schumann.
And they took it because I'm like economically disadvantaged, that maybe how should I put it? In a moment of sickness, I could possibly become or be hostile Like, come on now. What would be the purpose? Well, there would be no reason or purpose for going to a hospital or a medical facility or a clinic if one were to go there for some or such other reason than to be treated. And the average person would think to go there just for that, I don't know. Maybe in the course of my feeling up under the weather, I may have mouthed off something under my breath and pain, and they took it. That maybe I'm like, and maybe I could possibly be a derelict transient or a homeless bum for that matter, perpetrating on the fraud, just using an address to collect mail at, but maybe not really live there. Man, what in the world? So, I go about, getting the basic exam for starters, by a triage nurse. Forgive me, you all. It's a rather late hour. It's way past my bedtime, so bear with me while I try to get my words out. I mean, hell, it's like 3 in the morning. Way past my bedtime. Well, my bedtime is supposed to be 11 p.m. Regardless of any proverbial neighbor from hell, crackpot, crank, or whatever I have it said, lunatic maniac, sickle cycle, creeping a weirdo, psychopath, sociopath, sadist, cowardly bully, and or terrorist wannabe, homo or closet faggot, who focuses so much of his attention upon me. Anytime a male does that with another male, on a daily and nightly basis, initiating 2-cent power plays like he himself is not only possibly acting out or misbehaving like himself has got personal beef or grudge with another male, but could possibly likewise as well, I was saying, be attempting to flirt. I don't know. I mean, as he himself would attempt to get the attentions of another male or a fellow neighbor of the same sex, with all the ridiculously ignorant, insane, and impolite different sorts or types of noises that he makes on a daily and nightly basis. But then getting back to the original topic of discussion, whereas I only mentioned him as I was making reference to how I'm up at this hour, and partly been because of the visit I paid at this local vicinity area neighborhood community medical establishment facilities for its principal properties, regardless of whether it would be public or private. And I don't feel that they serviced me to the best of their ability. I felt more like I was harassed there by a certain security guard than treated to the best medical expertise of ability coming from any doctor there, or nurse. And as I went, sometime either for that of the late afternoon or early evening hours, I was trying to get out there sooner, but I kind of overslept, and lately I've been oversleeping quite regularly, like daily. And partly being because a neighbor from hell faggot, that stupid little dumb called Sickle, causing me to, lose much needed sleep. So I went to this hospital sometime for the afternoon. I woke up late. I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary for them to, So I take it they were just being prejudiced against me in regard and reference to how lately I would go to this one hospital, being one of my much more frequent ones, and not smelling of the best aromatic scent, or as I was saying, the more was the less. So I paraphrase my quote exactly. And as I was smelling or stinking somewhat, if not altogether, practically not possible, like a homeless derelict transient or a bum, to simply say. And they took it maybe I could have, the same mindset of one, you know, with my physical body older being as it was up on the conditions of feeling quite, you know, physically sick, you know, and they took it that maybe my mentality would complement that, you know, my mentality would complement that of what I had become subjected to experiencing in the physical sense of the word. So I went there and I wasn't doing anything out the ordinary, but trying to be seen by a doctor, trying to be, you know, evaluated and analyzed and then treated, you know, in the physical sense of the word, triage, etc. And
holding the child in his arms,
you know, anyways, I had tests done. There was one test I wanted to have done to make sure that I had contracted something else. I mean, they're the doctors, but you know, a person would know if something wrong with one, you know. I was saying, I mean, who wouldn't? You have it. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out that, regardless of how doctors and nurses could. I mean, I'm not downgrading their ability or anything like that, but doctors and nurses make mistakes, you know, all the same. I mean, they're only human, you know, like any other humans. Like doctors and nurses make mistakes, you know, then judges and lawyers make mistakes, and etc. Getting back to doctors and nurses, so, you know, they did some basic stuff, you know, and then they discharged me, okay? And I was like saying, but there was supposed to be another test done. And they claimed they ran it through a quick testing procedure. That's rather odd, you know, strange. So I'm asking to see the primary doctor and one of the triage nurses. Oh, this guy was just saying, my sinus was bothering me. So don't focus so much on the physical gesture compared to what I'm saying, you know. Otherwise, word-wise, you know. Let's be on the same page, see eye to eye. I'm saying, you know. Anyway, though, getting back to some of the subjects, I think of it with that in my mind, take the try back, check it with purpose again. And also, I go on to following to continue from where and when I last left off and finish up as a complete form of previous prior lines I was saying, sense of the word. So, I'm like, something's not right, because I want another test done. I felt that maybe that's needed, but I mean, not that I'm a doctor, but you know, you a person could. It don't take a rocket scientist. I mean, if a person really feels that one has to have something else done, or maybe one has to have a second opinion from another doctor, you know, and doctors and nurses, as I said before, so I say again, doctors and nurses can make mistakes just like anybody else or any other profession or vocation, you know. I mean, they're only human like anybody else for our own species. So this triage nurse said, well, the doctor's not going to see. The doctor's busy right now. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, but I have a right to see the doctor. I'm making a request to see the doctor. You know. Well, you know. Okay. I tell you what. Let me step out for a few. I'll be back. And lo and behold, here comes a security guard. You know. You've been discharged. It's time for you to leave. I want to see the primary doctor. Well, I don't think you can see the doctor at the moment. The doctor's busy. You know, I didn't give him any problem though. No, quite the contrary. Well, so as I'm stepping out the room and going past the nursing station, I see the doctor and say, there was a test supposed to be done, and she's like, "Oh, we ran it through a quick." I'm like, "Well, why didn't you just come to my room and discuss that? Why all the hassle?" So I'm kind of wondering, you know, maybe the test wasn't done, you know, and so forth. You know, maybe just cutting corners, because it could have possibly been a long, hard day for them. They didn't really go about with professional expertise as they could. And besides all that, everybody knows, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure out, you know, that money talks You know, so if you're a person with a low income status, they're not going to give you so much as equal professional treatment as they would give somebody else of a much higher economic status, okay. And that's why they want to ask you questions some of such a nature, when they triage you, and sometimes that's not to happen. It's not every visit you, but on a regular enough basis, they ask the different patients, do you work or are you in school, or they want to size you up. So that's part of their regimen to try to figure out what kind of person you are and what is your mind and your attitude. Who are they working with? What are they dealing with? They want to try to size you up mentally as well as physically. Are you here to be treated or as a matter of fact, that's one of the first things they ask you when you go to a hospital. And you're like, no, that's one of the most stupidest, craziest questions ever. Why would a person go to a hospital to begin with? If a person wasn't trying to be treated, I mean, if a person or a prospective patient is not doing anything out of the ordinary that would label one as some kind of a nutcase, a crackpot or crazy, why do you even go there, bother to ask that kind of question to begin with? Of course, a person is going to a hospital be treated. Why would one go if one wasn't feeling sick in the physical sense of the word? That's kind of stupid and sick on triage nurse's part to be asking a stupid or sick or crazy question like that, But anyway, though, so getting back to some of such other. So I'm like, I want to see the primary doctor, so that I could see what's up with this test. I'm like, why are you calling the security guard for me? Like, right? I mean, does it look like I'm becoming or being rather belligerent or arrogant or feisty or look like I could fit into the category of or be classified as one of the usual suspects or public enemy number ones or some kind of a terrorist or terrorist wannabe? Have I threaten anybody for these premises of property, be it of a public or private facility, of a medical establishment? Please. I'm like, there's no need for all that. I felt harassed from there, I have a good mind to get back with their superiors and state my grievances, because I don't appreciate some security guard coming to my hospital room telling me like I don't know that it's time for me to leave. I just want to ask the doctor a simple question, about a certain test that was supposed to be done. I mean, the security guard is not the doctor, so why would they even bother to see? And that's like professionalism on the part of the doctor, or a nurse. Why would you bother getting a security guard supposedly to escort me from a hospital facility or premises properties if I'm not causing any problems? If anything, I feel that the security guard, that particular security guard, would be the one causing problems if he or she, depending on which is one gender, is attempting to harass a patient. That's not what I had went to the hospital for.
ABC News.
That's
New York.
Northwestern Memorial Hospital in the city of Chicago, Illinois, USA. So I'm like, well, damn hell with it. I'm just gonna leave. And as much as I feel like going to another hospital on short notice, because by then it was like the evening hours. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry, y'all. My English is not the best at the moment. There's no such word as I'm. It sounds like some southern country bumpkin, you know, from the south. But you know what I mean say. Well, that was like slave language back then. I'm a finna, you know, cause I'm going out, you know. That is, so I'm thinking about what was the word to do that? I'm about to, whatever. From there, I'm thinking about going to another hospital. Okay, let me just put it like that. From there, being which I did or had done, was I had wound it up at the University of Chicago, not the University of Illinois, Chicago. There's a different. University of Chicago is on the south side of Chicago. The University of Illinois is on the west side of Chicago. So I went to the University of Chicago from there, you know. I mean, I was in the downtown area for Northwestern Memorial, and you know, I don't know if it's quicker, you know, route to the University of Chicago or quicker route to the University of Illinois Chicago, but then I've been to the University of Chicago, you know, a number of times as well. I don't think unless I'm mistaken, I don't think I've ever been to the University of Illinois Chicago, you know. So I went to the University of Chicago from there, and they did much better treatment of me, you know. Where some was telling me, you know, maybe I should have gone there to begin with, you know, but I'm, you know, the kind of person, whatever I say, that much rather go to hospitals and clinics either upon the near north side or farther north than on the south side or the west side of this particular, you know, big metropolitan city of the Midwest. That's just me, you know. Okay. I don't know, call it what you will, but I don't know. And I will permit myself to be treated by any race of doctors and nurses, believe it or not, you know, because I don't go there so far as to be thinking like a penis-sized brain idiot, you know, and think, I mean, I think a white doctor would do one's job better than a black doctor. I don't look at it that way. But anyway, so I went to the University of Chicago, and I think they give me more, you know, more some of such, well, how should I put it? Respect. Treating the patient with respect, with dignity, you know. Then I'm saying the doctors and nurses at the University of Chicago treated me with much more respect and or dignity than the doctors and nurses at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, you know. And you know, so I'm thinking, unless I really have to, I'm not going to that hospital facility anytime too soon enough again. I mean, I'm like, for God's sake, for Christ's sake, I mean, like, damn, you're getting paid, you know? So why you want to come out of a trick bag, act all funky or foul, call security on a person when a patient is not getting out of order? I think you're out of order to call security on me, and for the security guard to come my way, you know, then the security guard is out of order, you know. You hear what I'm saying? So if you all don't want to be practically, if not possibly, manhandled by a security guard for a local vicinity area neighborhood community hospital wherever within the city for the Midwest, then I think like me, you all are going to have to start doing your research on hospitals to find out what are the better hospitals or clinics, and at the same time, all the while they treat everybody, if you know what I mean, and regardless of money, and then treat you with a level of respect and dignity, So you can just go ahead and Google it, and find out what is the so some there's a saying that I don't know if it's actually factual or so. That out of 10, it could be just a hypothetical theory that is yet to really be proven and so forth. But something about you can usually tell what a person is like within the first half an hour by means of communicating with that individual. I mean, there's some fact to that, if not all I guess, but some shysters can put on a good show, pretending to be somebody that they're not, But you can take it for what you want. I'm not a shyster, I speak my mind one way or another. Sometimes I don't use discretion, though. I don't employ some such like I should, much more often than not. Is that what I mean? Sometimes much more than quite a few times. I don't. Whereas from there,
people ask me,
I could possibly,
I'm really proud to tell them that I use
that is by mistake give off a persona of someone or such a one otherwise. When I'm basically a friendly, peaceful, productive person, you can take it for what you want. I mean, I can understand if I mean, you can't just take a person out at one's word. You just can't just judge from, well, you know what I mean. You know what the average person is like. I mean, take for what you want. I mean, you just can't, speak your views and opinions. Can't just go that direction and speak out like so. Because there's a legal term. I mean, if you don't even know what a person, if you don't know who a person is or what one represents, there's a legal term that would be called slander and libel. Slander is when a person, go about, labeling somebody in an unfavorable way, it's usually by word of mouth. Where it's libel, it could be both. Word of mouth, you put it in some kind of tangible format, like the printed word, but nevertheless, both are being of some such that could warrant lawsuits regardless. You can find those matters. But anyway, though, getting back to regional topics of discussion. So I left that hospital, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't like all of you doctors, nurses, security guards, cleanup personnel for that matter, No, I wasn't even so much as, because I'm like, do you want to get treated or do you want to get beat up at a hospital? I'm like, I didn't come here to be beat up at a hospital. Well, then, you want to be treated, but then if the doctor wants to act ignorant insane and impolite or stupid, sick, sadistic, and rude. The doctor don't even want to come to your after being in your room for a moment, don't want to come back and do the job that one's supposed to do, or find out what does the patient want at some given moment in time. Then you best just be leaving that hospital and go to another one where you will be treated with the utmost care, with professionalism, than to become subject to experiencing yourself being put into a category or classified as a troublemaker because such a doctor or nurse wants to act like an airhead. I don't care how long your hours may have been, You're making good money as a doctor or nurse, So I think it would be wise to continue to keep the money flowing in your direction by trying to be polite, to the inpatients and outpatients. As long as you're in one's presence, I don't give a damn, how you go about expressing your feelings about a patient once you were to leave one's presence, provided that it's somewhere where the patient cannot hear you. You hear what I'm saying? Because as long as you're in the presence of that patient and you're on the job site, you're supposed to do the job you get paid to do. That will keep the money flowing, regardless of how you may not give a rat's ass about a patient. You could, regardless of how you may be one of them damn full of shit doctors or full of shit nurses that don't give a fuck about a patient one way or another. You just there for the fucking money. You just on the fucking premises of the hospital after you've gone through med school, did all the years of training, I mean, if your mind just fucked up, you just thinking about the money, then what's more important to save lives? Then still I was saying you gotta use some damn fucking discretion. You hear what I'm saying? Sorry, you all about the customer square, but I'm fucking pissed behind this shit. Slightly, if not that more. I'm still having bad feelings about what I had experienced at this one fucking hospital, or to rephrase, the effing hospital, And this is not the first time that they act shitty, Okay, well, hopefully it'll be the last time. Because there are other hospitals I could go to if I'm feeling up on the weather. You got to use discretion in the presence of your patients. That go for any profession, You gotta use discretion. You gotta use an attitude of respect. You gotta respect your clientele, customers, whatever, Okay. I mean, if a person, this person or that person will go to a certain hospital and they feel like they're being treated like shit, doctors and nurses, even so, act like they come out of a fucking trick bag, almost as much as some fucking dickhead prick security guard, or a fucking brainwashed, brain dead, brainless, fucking idiot, caveman, dickhead prick, or you say the effing bonehead caveman, idiot, You hear what I'm saying? You best hightailing it out of there, if you're not going to be treated, correctly, properly, to the best of their ability to treat you in a professional, respectful, dignified way, to, respect you as an individual seeking treatment or service, treat you with dignity, because that don't make any sense. It defies professional protocol, Okay. I remember there was one time I was at another hospital, and while I was waiting to be seen by a doctor, I was trying to, put in a legible form on a piece of paper with pen, writing down my symptoms and all and so forth. I mean, a security guard, this was like years ago though, but regardless of what time it was, a security guard, this was a black security guard, but brother, no brother man acting all funky. He actually snatched the letter out of my hand and tore it up in pieces. I'm like, you kidding me, right? I had a lawsuit against that faggot, cocksucker. I mean, I could have gotten in touch with an attorney and lawyer and tell them the form that tell an attorney or lawyer with one's legal assistance about what that one security guard did. I could have got paid in full. And then there was another incident when an employee of a mass transit acted like he was going to on purpose, physically collide with my person, attempting to bump into me. I could have got paid then and there, once I would have get in touch with an attorney or lawyer. So I have a right to go over the doctor's head and complain to one's superior, about how, when I wanted to see that particular doctor to ask further questions in regard to my treatment, where that doctor called the security guard, either the doctor or the subordinate up under the doctor, whereas up under supervision of the doctor, or at the request of the doctor, had the subordinate of a nurse call the security guard for me. And I'm not doing anything to be a threat. I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Like a nutcase faggot neighbor from hell attempting to drive me completely bonkers. This psychopath or sociopath and or sadist that will have your average person reflect upon the male character in the movie flick Silence of the Lambs, or that other movie flick Psycho, or something similar. That real crazy kind of guy, But then it takes all kinds to make a world. So I'm like, I never. I'm not coming back to this hospital anytime too soon enough again. Oh, that other hospital I was making reference to, the last one, the third one, the last one, that happened years ago when the security guard snatched a piece of paper out of my hands. I was writing a letter, describe my symptoms, a number of symptoms, so forth. That's supposed to have happened. The security guard question was an employee for that of the medical establishment facility of Illinois Masonic, But that is still one of my regularly attended hospitals. Ever since that incident, I didn't experience any more incidents like that at that one particular hospital. So I go there now and no security guard is harassing me for some reason or another. But then there was another incident with a security guard for that let me see, not Swedish.
Because you have
no, not that one. Swedish Covenant, no, not that one. I haven't been to that one, I don't think. There's another hospital called, what is that? I'm trying to think of it, you all. Bear with me, social media family. That one is supposed to be, Thoric Hospital. A security guard got to acting all belligerent, arrogant, ignorant, insane, impolite with me. For Thoric Hospital. That's like it's on the near north side, whereas Northwestern Memorial Hospital is within the downtown area of Chicago. So at Thoric Hospital, a security guard, he acted like he was going stone off his rocker, completely bonkers, because at one time or another, one day I went to that hospital seeking medical services, to be treated by a doctor. because I was feeling up under the weather of a physical health issue or ailment, however you say it. And the triage nurse, it seemed like she was taking much too long. Well, that's not the half of it. Well, you know how to say it. To register me. So I decided to leave then, and thinking about going to another hospital. I merely just tapped just slightly on the door, one of the doors that serves as entrance and exit way for the hospital. Wondering why it's not opening up soon enough. Like there's some kind of defective mechanisms of the door. It's like it's become subject to experiencing a malfunction. Before you know it, the security guard went off like a grape ape, Magilla gorilla, King Kong, Mighty Joe Young, like he putting on his gorilla suit, ready to throw down, like he's about to start World War III. Don't be burn on the door like that, man. Whatever, Man, you knock on that door like that again. We gonna tangle and all that crazy effing BS, all that crazy fucking shit. Crazy effing BS. We phrase that. So I'm leaving the hospital and my bike is like locked up. I'm going to my bike to unlock it. And he's like practically like a raging bull, like practically all up my face, act like he's gonna jump over. You can see he like looking like he's biting his lip, like he's so mad, like he's a bull seeing red, like he's about to throw up the deuce. He was like cussing and swearing at me, but I just kept my demeanor. I didn't cuss and swear at him back. I'm like, sir, what's the problem? He's like, you knock on the damn door. That's the problem, motherfucker. You do that again, I'll fuck and all this. I'm like, man, is you threatening me seriously though? I'm like, sir, you don't have to go there. I wasn't trying to knock out the glass of the door. I don't know why you tripping, man. You geeking and tweaking. I wasn't trying to knock out the door. I barely touched the door with my hand or fingers. It's a figment of your imagination. I didn't care. I told him what I did, and at the same time trying to keep it real, trying not to or lifestyle, how you say, trying not to make matters worse or whatever. I said that's not exactly what I mean to say, but I think you get the general idea of what I'm trying to say, famo. Social media family. I'm trying not to escalate things by trying not to exchange cuss words with him, because this one particular security guard for that hospital, he always did like have some kind of an evil eye for me, acting like he wanted to start something. And sure enough, that one day, or rather night, that's when the proof was in the pudding. He went off at the mouth on me. So I said, I'm thinking, I'm gonna do you one better. You want to come out your trick bag like that? I had yet to really, no, I did somewhat complain to a higher up or supervisor, didn't get back with me for some reason or another. I mean, was they act like it was busy or they didn't want to, because they probably had been alerted or informed about similar incidents with that one butthead ass security guard, Where so I remember some personnel was telling me over the phone, well, I'm sorry that happened to you. Blah blah blah. They didn't really go into the details of something like that. But you got to recognize and realize there are a lot of transients, as the homeless persons come to the hospital, and maybe he thought you was one of them. I'm like, that's beside the point. You don't talk to anybody like that. Going off at the mouth like some crazy person. Acting like a character in his own right. And the person on the phone line, she's like saying, true. But well, is there anything else that I can do for you? She was like saying more or less. Well, I'm sorry that had happened, and I'm like, so suppose I wanted to go to that hospital again. Suppose I was to encounter him, because he's talking about the crazy effing BS. You ain't gotta come to this hospital anymore. I'm like, that's not your call, bro. That's not your call, you know. I didn't do anything, you know, to begin with anyway. Well, you be coming at me like that, you know, coming out your trick bag. That's not your call, you know. I mean, you just a security guard for the premises properties, you know. You can't run me away from a facility, you know. If I haven't done anything, you know, okay, that's just a figment of your imagination. I think what you need to do is go see about getting some mental health services for yourself, man. Because I think you tripping, you geeking and tweaking. Remind me of a neighbor from hell crackpot or crank, you know. Yeah. But anyway, though, you also that's what I've had to be bothered with for today. You know, I'm in a really crazy situation in his own right at this other hospital, though. You know, with them doctor that with either doctor, nurse, or maybe both, calling for security, and security approached me and said, "You've been discharged. You have to leave." I know I gotta leave. I just want to ask the doctor, primary doctor, a question. Well, I don't know about that, but you have to leave. So I left. I didn't do one of these numbers. Even so much do one of these numbers. And I didn't even do something that I just left. Put all my you know, and then got up out and went to this other hospital, you know, where I would be treated with more respect, more dignity, you know. I'm still thinking about, you know, bringing it to the attentions of any higher ups, you know, superiors, you know, let them know what happened to me at this one hospital in the downtown area. How you know, the security guard approached my bedroom, you know, whereas they didn't have to go there, you know, because I wasn't getting out of pocket. I was threatening anybody or anything like that, as that would defeat the purpose for me paying a visit to the hospital to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Other than that, I guess I feel a little better though. What I felt like, maybe what I was becoming subject to experiencing, the symptoms is finally like dying down or dying out, you know. But I felt like shit, you know, when I was treated like shit at that hospital with a security guard approaching my Lord have mercy. Forgive me for that, famo, for having said it like that, so far cuss words is concerned. But I felt like, you know, I was disrespected. I felt like I was treated like a dog, mistreated, you know, used as somebody's flow mat, like what this neighbor from hell faggot of a lunatic maniac assumed me to be for him, you know. Yeah, I'm like, I mean, Lord have mercy. I like, the devil is a liar, and the truth is not in him. I'm like, I could possibly become subjected to experiencing my own demons. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily need to become subjected to experiencing somebody else's worse yet. You know, I mean, that incident just reminded me of how I had paid a visit to this one church facility at one time or another back in the day. You know, I mean, though it wasn't most recent, but it wasn't that long ago either. When this one willingness letter fulfilling, I said this one willingness letter fulfilling nigga SOB bastard, you know, of a jackleg nigga preacher, man, you know, for a nigga church in the nigga neighborhood, not that all black brothers of preacher, man, are willing to let fulfilling nigga SOB bastard jackleg preacher, man. And not that all, you know, black churches are nigga churches, and not that all black neighborhoods are nigga neighborhoods, but I think that's your idea of what I was trying to say. I didn't really have to go there, you know, stuff about the cuss words and stuff like that. I went to this one black church in a black neighborhood, and this black preacher, man, where he got to barking at me like a mad dog, foaming at my mouth with rabies, whereas I'm really telling another black brother that I have to get back with him. I cannot talk on the phone. I cannot talk on the phone at the moment. You know, because I'm in the church. I cannot hold dialogue or conversation with him via cell phone because I'm in the church atmosphere for his premises possible. You know, as I was merely telling the other black brother, the other black male, before you know it, the black male preacher man comes from his outer. You know, he's like, you know, like 1 minute he's at the outer, then in that same minute, when I looked up, he was right beside me, right on the side of the pool I was sitting in, standing up over me, cussing and swearing, you know, spit or saliva flying. I'm like, I hope you don't spit on me. Talking F and BS practically, if not possibly all up in my face, saying all kinds of crazy F and BS. Man, you don't turn that damn cell phone off and put that damn cell phone in your damn pocket. I'm gonna put my damn hands on you and throw your damn ass out of this church. Throw your damn ass out of this damn church, I say. Do I make myself perfectly clear? I'm like, man, you ain't gotta go there. I'm like, man, I was like, what's your problem, man? I'm just merely telling this other brother that I can't hold conversation with him, you know, at the moment over a cell phone line because I'm in a church. That's all I'm telling the brother. You didn't have to get out of pocket like that, man. He felt low. From there, he didn't have anything else to say, you know. He felt low. But then I thought that would be the end of that. As I'm walking out of the church, this joker, he's actually literally following behind me in a physical way. He's just a few inches in back of me, you know. So I'm having to look to my side and make sure he don't attempt to sucker punch me. Like, what in the world? Like he himself is, you know, attempting to impress the ladies in the church or something, you know, female members and visitors alike. You know, he's actually walking behind me, just a few inches away. You know, but I can feel him practically, if not possibly, breathing down my neck. Like I said, just as long as he don't swing on me, because if he swing on me, there will be hell to pay. You hear what I'm saying? I'm like, he will find out with the quickness and with the seriousness. He will witness somebody from 666 to 777 demons come out of me. Because I will put my Christian faith on the back burner if he swing on me. Fortunately for him, he did. And he didn't come out the church, you know, when I left out of the church. I'm like, the nerve of him. And I would mean to go back within a relatively reasonable, short time frame period to find out what's his problem, but not whereas I would put on my gorilla suit. But, you know, something come up. I couldn't get back there soon enough as I would like to, but when I did finally get back there, not that I was thinking about attending his religious church service and sabbatical Sunday school class anymore, but I wanted to ask him why was he geeking and tweaking that Sunday at some such a time. But the thing is, you know, he had the owl blocked off. Because it must have finally synced in his head, synced in his mindset that he was out of pocket, that he was tripping, geeking and tweaking, was disrespectful, was you know, being rather hypocritical, you know, because he had the owl roped off, you know, for that or something such a given moment time. I swear to God, he had the owl roped off, you know. Like you figure somebody want to come to the alley and make him punch drunk, go whoops inside his head, give him more than quite a few knuckle sounds for being disrespectful. Because I'm like, man, if you want to talk to me like a man. You ain't got to bark at me, man. You know? I'm like, man, that's like you come out like some overgrown baby boy throwing a temper tantrum. You know, wearing a pamper or a diaper or something. You ain't gotta bark at me, man. I'm not, you know, at your neck, breathing down like some kind of wild wolf or something. Like some kind of, you know, stray dog, mad dog with rabies, foaming at the mouth. You know, he was talking a bunch of crazy crap, you know. Yeah, but it was like water off a duck's back for me, because I didn't pay it any mind so much as I could have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I want to pay attention. I want him to attempt to sucker punch me from behind, because then I'll be all in my right to swing back as a matter of self-defense, and then from there try to knock his ass out, flat the out, as they say. Or regardless of whatever the outcome, I would have had the right to fight back, if he would want to go there, Yeah, because that joke was acting.
There has never been a complete collection of Bill Gaither's homecoming hymns before, but now they're available here and
acting just
here for the first time.
Goofy.
Order now, and you can own the
Acting just as goofy as goofy can be. Stupid or sick,
DVDs for just 5 easy payments of
I'm like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He is divided against.
Yeah, I'm like, I go to church trying to get some peace of mind, trying to work off some stress after a long, hard week, only go to church on a weekend and get cussed out by a pastor or preacher man. Ain't that a blip? Ain't that a bit? Ain't that a blip? Like that, I'm like, man, like a church is supposed to be a hospital in its own right for hurting people or person, for believers who need to be treated, to be encouraged in their faith, and for unbelievers and non-believers to get the basic meds to begin with, being some such knowledge and wisdom about the Christ and the gospel message, so that they can get saved. Whereas believers would just be getting, the regular refills of prescription meds of the gospel messages, Here it is. This one preacher man is coming off like a different doctor of the gospel. Preaching a different gospel, a gospel one that put on the boxing gloves and box somebody's ears, or give one a black eye, a bloody nose, a fat lip. I'm like, yeah, don't even try to even think it. I'm like, come on with it then. You want to go there? Because I ain't going out like a punk. I ain't going out like I'm a little bitch, a wuss or wimp. Or excuse me, punk. I mean, it was wild, I was like, well, I didn't go to a hospital either to get punked out. To practically not possibly get a serious beat down from a security guard. But you gotta bring ass to get ass. And you gotta bring you up to get down. I just left though. I didn't get the security guard in the lip. Ain't that serious, I proved myself to be a much more mature person. I just left, So I ain't even gotta go there with you. I said, though I may feel sick as a doctor, I may be feeling just quite sick, like so, but we ain't even got to go there, because that would defeat the purpose of me coming to this hospital. I can just go to another hospital. I wouldn't like all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just left. I don't need this here. I'm saying, like the customer is always right at a store. Well, that all depends, but as the saying goes, said, man, y'all getting paid by your patients. If you start seeing a shift for your patients, like they start to, go to another hospital, and more of your patients start paying this to another hospital than to your hospital, then before you know it, more than quite a few of you doctors and nurses would be in the unemployment line yourselves, unless you get employment at a different hospital after that particular hospital could go bankrupt, because you don't know how to treat your patients. You want to bark at your patients like, mad dog with rabies foaming at the mouth, or you want to call security guards on them and have them doing the same, you know. Yeah, that's Northwestern Memorial Hospital in the downtown area within the city limits of Chicago, Illinois, you know. I mean, if a patient not going in there, you know, acting out, you know, just mouthing off and so acting all crazy and whatnot, or ignorant and so forth, you know, you got no right to you know, get to assuming things, then get to acting kind of goofy yourself, you know. Security guards or doctors and nurses, even so, you know, because that would defeat the purpose for a patient to go to hospital and for the doctors and nurses to try to treat a patient, you know. I mean, from there you be like, wow, if you acting like a garbage collector, you know, like you're looking for taking out the trash with or without security guard, then maybe that's a line of business you should get into, then to have done all that medical training just to be coming off like an ignoramus, imbecile, idiot of a doctor or a nurse, you know what I'm saying? With the attitude and all that, you know. So, like certain doctors and nurses, they need to go to you know, what do you call? They need to go to what they call common courtesy 101 class. Learn how to talk to people, you know. A lot of doctors, I'm not saying all of them, a lot of doctors and nurses that they don't know how to talk to people or person, you know. You know, I'm saying, I don't care what the day may have been like and so forth, you know, as long as you still got a shift to work, you know, you must continue to treat the patient with courtesy, with respect, with dignity. Otherwise, you may as well be looking at the unemployment line, because if you get enough write-ups, you know, the hospital that hired you will be the hospital that fired you, you know. And you get so many bad reports about you as a doctor or nurses, as doctors, you get so many bad reports about you as a doctor or nurse, any doctors or nurses. From there, no hospital or clinic would want to hire you, you know. When they look at that long rap sheet, yeah, wow, look at here, you know. You got a lot of complaints from different patients, you know. Pull out that long report sheet, as long as the Great Wall of China. You lack common courtesy, you lack sympathy, you lack empathy for the patients. You know, that's not what a hospital is supposed to be about, you know. Practically want to do the WWF with the patients, if not you personally or directly, you know. Then you want to get security guards to do it for you, do your WWF number for you. Now, we don't want any doctors and nurses at this hospital. I'm sorry. As much as we would like to help you, I mean, you have an impressive record otherwise, but then you also have a record that we don't want at this hospital, you know. I mean, whenever you do your job, then it's pretty impressive, but when you don't do your job, when you know, cutting corners, you know, spend more time, you know, barking at the patients, calling security guards on the patient. No, I'm sorry, but we can't have that here. I'm sorry. I mean, these reports are just ridiculous. You know, I'm sorry. Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? Seriously though, they go for any place of business, you know. Okay, because that's the first thing you gotta remember, you know. If you want to continue to be on a business company payroll, you got to know how to talk to people. You just can't talk trash to, you know. Otherwise, you know, before you know it, after a while, you get so many complaints, you gonna have your job on a chopping block. You know, the employer don't want to hold on to you as an employee. I'm like, man, you running my customers away. It don't matter what kind of place of business it is. That's including if it's a hospital or a clinic. You know, because that supervisor of a person, where you're the subordinate, that supervisor gonna look at the way you go about interacting with the customers and gonna be like, oh no. And sometimes, well, that's not the half of it. you know, many more times than not, they have other employees be spying on still other employees, you know, and run back to the supervisor, whispering and so on. There was a customer in line making a request for a certain order, and then this employee had barked at the customer. No way, no shit. Yeah, I mean, excuse my language. He barked at the customer, and the customer was wondering what was going on. The customer was like, because a lot of times we going down the right. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. What? I mean, why are you coming out of the trick bag like that? But then I can't remember me saying that to the security guard as I'm leaving the hospital. This is one security guard. Security guard seemed to have said something smart, you know. I'm like, excuse me, I beg your pardon. But I kept walking. Like, please. Yeah, the average supervisor employee, you know, if they have an employee of a subordinate that is getting bad reports, you know, you can only get so many bad reports, and then they will put your job on a chopping block. They say, because they're gonna have you be brought to their office to discuss matters. If they have you be brought to their office, you know, more than quite a few times, then you know your job is history from there. Like murder she wrote, you know. Because they ain't hearing that. They ain't hearing that. So how come you having so many problems with the customers? You know, the customer is always right. Do you seriously want to continue working here, or do you want me to just give you the pay slip? Because you're getting way too many bad reports, you know. And if I hear another bad report about you, I'm going to have to let you go. That's what the average. It's not the average. That's what they would say, you know. You know, if you prove yourself to be. Let me try with this shit. I can get more than enough religious hype. That's all it is. Majority of religious program. I don't want to hear this shit. I mean, I can get more than enough religious hype on any sabbatical Sunday. There's only so few religious programs I watched before sabbatical Sunday. Fuck out of here. Anyway, though, y'all, I think y'all get the general idea of what I'm trying to say. For what I've been through for today, or rather, should I say yesterday, because it's a new day now. But anyway, though, I'm gonna wrap things up and bring it all to a close. You know, like chop, cut it off. You know. And as I would do that, so far as the conclusion is concerned, by saying this here, you know, even if I have to force myself to say it, if it don't come naturally for me to do just that, and that is, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now. You know, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done and did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some Roman soldiers upon the orders of their religious peers, being a Pharisees and Sadducees, but then nevertheless, whereas he himself had went to the cross of Calvary to become the perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. So that many of us, being of whatsoever races and whatever walks of life, factions, society, lifestyle preferences, being of the old and young, like both two sexual genders, representing a global community within this post-911 era of a new millennium, the apocalyptic day and age, where the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes of midnight, compared on how formerly, previous, or prior to then, it was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. Word and profess, some of us has faith in him. From there, we become and be blessed in one regard or another, more ways one. First and foremost, with this salvation being, which is the only means by which we can or could possibly hope to get into the kingdom of heaven once we would make the transition for the great beyond the hereafter afterlife, or once we would cross on over to that other existence. And then, second of all, well, we'll get the salvation before then, as well as we'll be secured for our person for the afterlife, for the great beyond. You know, whereas our citizenship for the kingdom of heaven will be guaranteed, and then second of all, we'll be blessed with deliverance while we're here. You know, but first we have got to get the most important blessing, not just the much more important, but the most important blessing, being of his salvation. Otherwise, you have nothing coming so far as blessing is concerned. You know, And from there, if you should go on over to the other side without the blood sacrifice of our Lord and Savior Christ, start to deliver upon and within your soul, then your next place of residence for all eternity, your next place, the final destination of outcome will be the lake of fire, down hell. You know, where you will be assembled with the other unbelievers and non-believers, a lost, damned human souls be tortured and terrorized by the devil and demons forever, compared to how across the great divide that separates heaven from hell, where we as believers in God, as the saints of the fellowship among ourselves, as in Christians, a.k.a. Protestants, would be, you know, beyond the pearly gates, as citizens of the kingdom of heaven in the presence of God and his angels, otherwise, you know. But God is not mocked. What you sow is what you shall reap. If you have not seriously considered that of a line of thought so far as the knowledge and wisdom regarding making reference to our Lord and Savior Christ, the Messiah, deliverer, throughout the Bible, especially so far as the four Gospels and the last book of the Bible, the basic instruction before leaving earth regarding making reference to salvation and deliverance in Christ, our Lord and Savior, Messiah, delivered the rabbis. And you would have no excuse, you know, because you must think about what your final outcome, your afterlife would be like, you know, after this world, you know. You don't spend some quality time before then, and you're going to be given more than quite a few opportunities to do that. You know? But if you don't seriously think about it before then, you are without excuse. What you would wind up on or end up on the opposite side of this existence, you know. And people in hell want a nice bar. And there are really no unbelievers and non-believers in hell. They are really believers. I know some would say that don't sound right, you know, because they can contradict yourself, but others know what I'm talking about compared to how others would tend to differ, you know. Well, what I'm saying is, sure, unbelievers and non-believers, they can go to damn hell as being of some sort of status at that, but once they go there, they're no longer unbelievers and non-believers. They become or be believers from there, but it's too late. They would have become believers in God much too late, you know, but they supposed to become believers in God before they would have wind up or end up on the opposite side of his existence, not after, you know. Otherwise, their cries for God to recognize them fall on deaf ears, you know. You know what I'm saying? And people in hell do want ice water. You know? You got to get this salvation before then, you know. You're not going to want to hear any ifs, ands, and buts then and there. There's something else I was about to say. I can't remember. There's peace back on my
People are staying home. They're not going out anymore. And so there's a big increase in repairs to sales in grocery stores.
Prices of meal
something else I was about to say about
poultry rising by more than 4%. Ground beef up almost 7%.
I think you get the general idea where
while
I'm
eggs
trying to say.
skyrocketed by 16%. And experts warn the cost increases.
People in hell want ice water, you know.
Consumers can expect price increases.
You got to accept Christ as your personal Lord and Savior while you're here, you know.
It comes amid new woes.
There's no, oh yeah, now I remember. You know, there's no chance of you coming back, you know, unless you become subject to experiencing one of those beyond and back experiences, be one of the lucky, or rather, should I say, one of the blessed ones, blessed souls or humans that will become subjected to experiencing one of them beyond and back experiencing, can come back into the world and reverse that decision of not accepting Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior. Otherwise, you got nothing coming. You know, where you're just in hell, damn there for all eternity. You know, and very few people or persons will become subject to experiencing a beyond and back experience. You know, because the majority or most that go on elsewhere to the opposite side of this existence, they're there to stay. You know, and people in damn hell do want ice water. Now recognize and realize, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, this ain't no joke, you know. You can take it for one all you want, but it ain't, you know. Okay, you got to get salvation while you're still here, baby. Baby. Not think about becoming a believer after you leave this world. You hear what I'm saying? Then I'm going to close out right now.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis.
You all take care.
Tell your doctor about new or
be safe.
problems, such as eye pain.
Be blessed, not stressed, if and when you can or could possibly become or be of some of such a status as that being if you're not already. You know, and I'll be hollering at y'all later, you know, if and when. You know, that all depends, you know. Okay. Think about what I say. Just think about what I have said, that is. Give it some of such serious thought, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. There used to be a saying that goes something like this here, so I paraphrase, not quote exactly. Something about here today, gone tomorrow. Now it's here today, gone today. You know, and people in hell do want ice water. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love, joy and happiness. And yeah. Bye bye.
For 25 years, Homestead has helped seniors